Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of NASCAR Heat for Career Mode. I hope you're all having a great day. Today is the final race of our full-time Xfinity Series career. Obviously we missed out on the Final Four by pretty much a few inches as we were about to win at ISM race, but it just didn't quite make it happen. So there you see your Final Four on the screen. Our teammate Chase Briscoe, Christopher Bell, Justin Allgaier, and Noah Gragson all going for a championship here today in the Xfinity Series. All going for their first championship in the Xfinity Series, but we come through first to the Truck Series race that we had to get out of the way, where we had subscriber Billy Gregory in the truck, and it was actually a decent qualifying effort compared to how the qualifying efforts have gone recently in our Truck Series. So I was very happy with that, as Gregory came out of turn 2 heading down this back straightaway, just moving his way forwards throughout this race, as the tire wear would certainly become an advantage to Gregory as he went down into turns 1 and turns 2, making some moves behind the 5 there of Dylan Lumpton, up inside the top 10 at this point as he came out of turn 2 and as he came down into the final lap at this point through turns 3 and turn 4, actually getting into the bank of both the 4 and the 5 of the Todd Gilliland and Dylan Lumpton as he came through turn 3 and on the exit of turn 4, heading down the front straightaway for the final time of the season in the Truck Series. Billy Gregory would come through to get a P9 finish here for us in the Truck Series, as I forgot to show the champion in the Truck Series, but there you see it right there. Actually, it's Austin Hill, so he wins the championship. Todd Gilliland not happy after that race, saying if you come to his party, he's going to burn your brats. I don't know what brats are, but that's what he's going to do. But now we come through to the final race of the Xfinity Series season. Obviously, we've had 5 wins this season. It's been a very strong season for us in the win category, but we just haven't had the consistency. And obviously, next season we will be in the Cup Series, and that's something we're going to have to work on a lot. But now it's time to decide a champion here between Christopher Bell, Chase Briscoe, Justin Allgaier, and Noah Gragson. And now as we come into this race, we got to watch out for both of our rivals of Ross Chastain and Elliott Sadler. Brandon Jones failed pre-race inspection, so he is starting at the back of the field as we're ready to start the final race of the season here in the Xfinity Series. It wasn't a great qualifying effort by myself. I actually made a mistake, and that's why we're so far back now as we get ready to go green, as the green flag is out for the season finale. A champion is about to be crowned here tonight now as we start this race at Homestead, Miami. There you see the little glitch there in the replay mode. The lighting is always messed up. It goes to what the lighting was at the end of the race, even if it's in the first stage. Unfortunately, now as we come through turns 1 and turn 2 on the inside there of the 21 of Casgralla, looking to the inside of the 5 now as we go down this back straightaway, making some 3 wide moves early on here at Homestead Miami Speedway as we go down into turns 3 and through turns 4 for the opening lap here. It's a 25% race here at Homestead Miami. Obviously in the Cup Series, most races will be 25%, and then there's going to be a few here and there that might be a 50% race, but the minimum races length that the Cup Series will be is 25%. Obviously, we did a lot of 13% races throughout the Truck Series and the Xfinity Series. That was just really just to get as quickly through the series as quickly as possible now, as we are right on the verge of starting our Cup Series career. Now, as you can see me making moves up the inside there of Vinnie Miller behind Greg Golding now, and the 08 cars will go down into turn 3 on the second lap. Still forgetting to turn travel partners off. I'm going to have to remember to do that in the Cup Series when we're not at a plate track now, as we come through at this point down the back straightaway on lap 5 of 10 in this stage. Looking up the inside of Christopher Bell, a Final Four driver who's not having a good start here tonight in Homestead Miami, as we look to the inside now of the Panini car of Greg Golding. Hopefully he's not going to be a meanie as we go down this front straightaway, coming through to complete the halfway point of this first stage here at Homestead Miami as we go down into turns 1 behind Jeffrey Earnhardt, who's had a fairly decent season. He missed the playoffs, almost won his way into the playoffs, but just didn't quite make it happen now as it came out of turn 2 heading down this back straightaway. So continuing to move forwards early on here in this first stage as we now look to the inside of Ray Black Jr. into turns 3, and now we're going to make a move for P17 and take that spot away from him, as the car was just running really good at this point. Now it came through to the white flag in the opening stage, looking to the inside of Jeremy Clements up to P14 behind Justin Haley, who runs 13th. Brandon Brown P12. Obviously we're not going to get up in the top 10 to get stage points, but Michael Annette leads the way down the back straightaway as we head down out of turn 2 into the back straightaway, passing Justin Haley for P13. 13 on the back now. Brandon Brown as I'm going to run up towards the top as we go through turns 3 and turns 4, actually getting into the wall there through the center of the corner, so making a bit of a mistake, losing that spot back to Justin Haley as we exit turn 4, heading down this front straightaway. We're going to come through though to get a decent finish here in stage 1 of P14, so nothing to be too disappointed with considering where we started, but Michael Annett does win the opening stage. We did not need to pit here, so we will get ready to go green here for stage 2. Obviously, we have nothing to lose missing the final 4, so hopefully maybe we can do some type of strategy in that final stage. We'll see what happens now as we're ready to start the second stage as the green flag is back out once again. We are underway, and I'm really excited about the Cup Series as well. 25% races, I'm going to have the tire wear at 2x and sometimes 3x, and that can definitely implement some strategy. That's something I'm looking forward to a lot in the Cup Series, is being able to implement some more green flag pit stops as well as strategy. We've never done a green flag pit stop in this game in career mode, so it's certainly going to be something new when we get to the Cup Series, but I'm very excited for it. Now let's go down this back straightaway towards turn 3 behind Brandon Brown. There's the 11 of Justin Haley on the far inside as we go through turns 3 and turn 4. Michael Annett leading the way here as we come through the exit of turn 4, heading down the front straightaway to come through to complete the first lap of this second stage, giving a shot to the back of Ryan Sieg as we go down towards turns 1. Got to be careful doing that because there we send the 39 sliding into turns 1. He makes a big save, and that's still an issue that I have with this game, is you just give a guy a bump and he goes into the next corner and loses his car. It's really frustrating that that happens, but I did turn the AI recovery skill to high to try and prevent that as much as I can, but they still struggle at times. Now as we go through turn 3, we have now entered the top 10, looking to the outside of Noah Gragson, but we get into the outside wall, so that halts our progress at that moment, but we would be able to gather our mistake back and move our way back up inside the top 10. Now in P9, making a move to the inside of John Hunter Nemechek at this point, now taking P8, trying to look to the outside of Noah Gragson as we exit turn 2, getting a little loose there as we went down the back straightaway behind our teammate of Chase Briscoe, who's trying to win this championship. There you see Briscoe and both Allgaier battling it out. Allgaier leads the way right now for the championship as we exit turn 4. It's Allgaier, Briscoe, Gragson, and then Christopher Bell, who's really not in this picture at the moment now. As we hit 4 to go on the second stage, we give Briscoe a light tap as we go down into turns 1, and he loses the back end as he looks to the inside of Allgaier. Sliding, the 98 goes in, spinning he goes. We just took out our teammate here in the championship finale. I barely even tapped him on the bumper, and he went spinning. That ends stage 2, but we're very lucky because Briscoe is still in this race, and he would actually come to the pit lane just like we would to put 2 cans of fuel in the car, 4 tires, and Briscoe actually is still in good shape. He's still P9, but we just cleaned out our teammate. Thankfully, he still got a shot at this championship. I felt really bad at the time, though, as this third and final stage is underway. There you see behind me, Briscoe. You can see in the mirror, the damage he had is repaired, so he has no damage left on the car, so he still has a legitimate shot at this championship. And I decided, you know what, just for doing what I did, I'm just going to move over and let him go by on the inside, as we're on the inside of Justin Allgaier to come through turns 1 and turns 2, and all of a sudden, Chase Briscoe actually takes the championship lead moments after we just turned him. Now, as we go down this back straightaway, 3 wide with Briscoe and Cendric as we go down through turns 3 and turns 4 on this opening lap in that third and final stage, as we briefly, just ever so slightly, touch the wall now as we exit turn 4. Allgaier and Gragson, the 2 JRM drivers, leading this, or battling for this championship. Now as we go down into turns 1, JRM has a 50% chance of a championship victory today in Miami. As we get into the wall though, as we go down into turns 1, as the car was certainly a lot tighter on the beginning of a run, and I certainly have to get used to that there, as we actually briefly touched the outside of the 19, so I know exactly what that's going to mean. As we go down into turns 3 now, and there goes the 19, he's going to go for a slide, and now he's spinning, and then he gets in front of us, and we hit him, and we're hard into the outside wall as we have been crashed. 13 seconds of damage, and you guys know my custom DNF rules, which I'll go over before we get into the Cup Series once again. But 13 seconds of damage means we will be going 1 lap down where I had to wait on pit road. Everyone else was pitting, but this takes a huge hit into our race. We were having a good race, and everything went wrong. So we had come out of the pit box here. Now as the AI were coming through to put me a lap down after this restart. Like I said, 10 to 15 seconds of damage means, or I think it's 10 to 14 seconds of damage, sorry. We basically give up 1 lap due to quote-unquote repairs to make it a little bit more realistic, and then 15 to 19 seconds of damage, we have to give up 2 laps to the AI, and then 20 plus seconds of damage means we have to retire from the race, which basically means I pull over to the side of the track and just wait it out for the rest of the race. Hopefully we don't have many DNFs in our Cup Series career now. Obviously at this point a lap down with 24 laps to go, looking like we've just completely given up everything now as we go down into turns 1. I just ever so slightly once again touched the 19 in the right rear, and he went spinning in the next corner, and obviously he got hit from the next car behind him, and that's unfortunately why he kind of just slid up in front of me. We plowed right into the back of the 19, hit the outside wall pretty hard. 13 seconds of damage, certainly a setback, but we were quickly moving our way through the field with a little bit fresher tires now, as we were now passing Tyler Reddick as we went down into turns 3, still a lap down, but up in behind second place, who was actually belonging to Brandon Jones. We had Ryan Sieg leading this race. He's got a win this season, if I remember correctly, but we had gotten past Brandon Jones, and we would run down Ryan Sieg through turns 3 and turns 4, trying to unlap ourselves here in Miami as we come out of turn 4, now making a pass on the leader of Ryan Sieg. So once again, we have now returned to a lead lap position, but we're going to need a caution. That's going to be our only chance. But I felt like enough time was still left that we could probably get that caution. Now as it came out of turn 2, the AI certainly like to have some mistakes now as we come through on lap 42 of 52. Decided to use the little bumper cam, and I think this is the camera we're going to use for when we do crank it up in the Cup Series there, as you see me riding right up next to that wall. So much fun around here at Homestead, Miami, as we went down that front straightaway, crossing the line with only 10 laps to go at this point. Now as it came through on the back straightaway of the same lap, heading down, just nothing we can really do at this point, but now we end up getting a caution, and now this puts us right back into the picture, because we're going to come to the pit lane, put 4 tires on the car. Some front runners are pitting, but most front runners are staying out, and I look at this as a huge opportunity because we have 4 fresh tires, and you guys know that when the AI are on really worn tires and we have fresh tires, that we can definitely gain a lot of time. Now as the green flag is out here with 6 laps to go, we are somehow back on the lead lap with a chance to maybe make something happen as we go down towards turns 1 and turns 2 here late at Homestead, Miami. Chase Briscoe leads the way as we exit turn 2. He is in the championship lead at the moment as we exit turn 2, heading down this back straightaway behind the 4 of Ross Chastain as we go down towards turns 3 and turns 4, approaching just the final handful of laps as we're going to go way to the outside, even to the outside of the 5, making it 4 wide for a moment there as we came through turns 3 and on the exit of turn 4, just like that, we're already almost inside of the top 20s. There's a big checkup in front of us now as we're going to take it to the inside with 5 to go, and now we find ourselves up inside the top 20, even in the top 15, getting into the back there of Stefan Light there as there's a big checkup. The AI was so slow with these worn tires, and all of a sudden it's looking like we somehow might have a chance to win this race here at Homestead, Miami, as we go down the back straightaway towards turn 3 behind the 15 here as we're trying to slow up, but he's so slow we get into the back of him now, as thankfully though he keeps it clean and straight now as we come through turns 3 and on the exit of turn 4 up inside the top 10 at this point. We would run down Gregson in P7 trying to take over P6, approaching 2 to go. Briscoe still leads the way for the championship lead. Gregson second in the championship. We just passed him now as we go down this front straightaway. 2 laps to go here at Homestead, Miami, as we continue to run this top lane as we come through turns 1 and turns 2. Chase Briscoe doing everything right for the championship battle right now as we come through the center of the corner. The caution comes out again, and this is going to force overtime here at Homestead, Miami. This caution plays right into our hands because now we can win this race if we play our cards right. Somehow we went a lap down in this final stage due to repairs on the car, and here we find ourselves with a chance at victory as the green flag is out. Briscoe's closest competition for this championship battle is Noah Gregson, who is behind us. So if Briscoe doesn't make a big mistake, Chase Briscoe will be your champion now as we come through turns 1. He's looking to be a rookie champion. Our Stuart Haas racing teammate is Stuart Haas 1-2 and us in P7. Custer in second. We look to the outside of Tyler Reddick. Brandon Brown up here in the top 5 having a brilliant run as we just have so much fresher tires as we go down towards turns 3 and turns 4, approaching the final lap of the season. Now we're going to look to the far outside there of the 1 of Michael Annette now as we come through on the exit of turns 4, heading down the front straightaway. The white flag flag is in the air, passing Custer for second just about now as Briscoe is in front of me. He looks to the inside as we go down into turns 1 and turns 2, running up by the wall. Cole Custer, our teammates, actually looking to the inside of Briscoe, making a move as we exit turn 2. Briscoe's in good shape for the championship, so we got to be aggressive as we have a huge run down the back straightaway. We take the lead on the final lap of the season as we go down into turns 3 and turns 4. Custer trying to make a move on that inside, but he doesn't quite have enough as we come through the center of the corner, and on the exit of turns 4, we make an incredible comeback to win in Miami.
Great job, driver. Checkered flag's in the air. It's yours.
An incredible comeback after going a lap down in this final stage due to that incident, and here we find ourselves now winning. Chase Briscoe also wins the championship. It was actually Stuart Haas 1-2-3 here in this Miami race, so a great result for this team, a great way to finish out the season as we completely mess up the burnout there into the wall we go, but just a great way to end the season with win number 6 on the season. I don't think we're going to be as successful in the Cup Series in our rookie season with 6 wins. I'm hoping that we can just get 1 or 2 in the Cup Series, but a great way to end the season. Unfortunately, we missed the Final Four by about an inch or 2, and if we would have made that Final Four, we would have been a champion right now. So that's the only downside of it, but obviously P7 in the final point standings. Briscoe, Gregson, Allgaier, and Christopher Bell is the Final Four order. Bell just didn't have the speed here tonight when he really, truly needed it, but now we come through to the after stuff. We're going to show a little bit of the sneak peek in the next season as well in the Cup Series, so you guys can get an idea of what's going on.
You're really improving out there. Just keep pushing.
Thanks, Cole Custer. Brandon Jones, your last win was super exciting. What a finish. Surprised he's not mad at us for taking him out. Thankfully, Briscoe, we took Chase Briscoe, our own teammate, out, and thankfully he comes back to win the championship in the same race, so that was certainly good for him. Now, as we do have a couple drivers who's not happy with us, like Greg Golding, BJ McLeod, Morgan Shepherd. We're not going to say anything mean to Morgan Shepherd, so we're going to apologize to him, but what a season it's been. 6 wins, much more successful than it was in the Truck Series, and now we are about to start our full-time Cup Series career in the next episode, where we're going to have the Daytona 500. I think I'm going to be doing a 50% race for the Daytona 500. We're going to still be in the Xfinity Series, but we're going to have subscribers in the car most of the season, as well as the driver that we replace in the Cup Series in the car a few times, and maybe myself in the car for a race or 2, but the majority of the Xfinity Series races are going to be subscribers in the car, so we'll see how that goes. I thought about starting a truck team, but I decided to hold off a little bit on that. We're not going to actually start an Xfinity team. We're just going to race for another team again. So we decided to join a team, obviously, in the Cup Series. You guys are going to have to wait till the next episode to find out what car we replace. But as always, if you guys did enjoy this episode, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Those would all be very, very appreciated. This is the car we'll be driving next season again. The same paint scheme and whatnot, same number. So we'll have hopefully some good runs in this car. But as always, if you guys enjoyed, like I said, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you all for taking the time out of your day to watch this video, and I will see you guys in the next one for the start of our Cup Series career. Thank you for watching, everybody, and have yourselves a great day.